quality, purity, and responsibility. Here at the Chain of Rant Podcast, we want to make sure our show represents our dedication to family and faith. That's why we only use locally sourced dick and fart jokes in our podcast, and make sure every episode has the word cunt at least 3 times. Part of our commitment to you, our patrons. Thank you, Barbara, Ben, Beth, Bill, Bradley, Brian, Camille, Courtney, Dion, Fiona, Gareth, Ian, Jason, JD, John, Jonathan, Kelly, Kevin, Killian, Liam, Mary, Mike, Ray, Robert, Ted, The Big Rab Show, Tim, Wild Bill, and Will, Angernam for your support of the Chain of Rant Podcast. The opinions expressed on the Chain of Rant Podcast are representative of the views of everyone, everywhere, all the time. Hosts of the Chain of Rant Podcast are likely single and ready to mingle. No guarantee of sobriety or on any episode that Josh will finally edit a fucking video. For more information on ordering silicone penises modeled after hosts and guests of the show, go to pipersdojo.com. Side effects may include priapism, butt bleeds, and laughter. If symptoms last longer than 4 hours, send a picture to bigrabshow@gmail.com. Hail Satan, hashtag #FUJoeBrady. The Chain of Rant Podcast. You know it's bad for you, but you gonna listen anyway. Oh my goodness, Fusco, here we are on a beautiful Saturday morning in finally sunny Las Vegas. It's been raining like a motherfucker for 3 days.
And it's only 10:30. We're only a half an hour late.
No, it's a 10-ish. It's a 10-ish on all of the
I think
things.
10:30 doesn't count as 10-ish anymore.
You know, the funniest thing is after all of that, we're right back to square one.
We're right back where we started.
Right back where we started.
Hopefully it works better than last week. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Hello, everyone. My name is Josh. Welcome to the Chain of Rant Podcast. With me, as always, is my bearded co-host, Andy.
That's me.
And I just want to let you all know that this is the world's worst bagpiping podcast. Obviously, if you've been waiting on the line for an hour and a half with us while we try to figure out how to get the stream going, you would know that. Listeners can review the show on iTunes, Twitch, Stitch, Rich, Bitch, and Grindr. Listeners can send us emails and voicemails. We play it on the air. And what the heck, guys? We haven't gotten very many emails or voicemails lately. What's going on?
Maybe because the show went out yesterday.
Yeah, that could be it.
I did a very bad job of getting that thing done.
Hasn't been super quick. Listeners can send us emails, voicemails, there. You can like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or if you're Australian, Snapchat. Check out the Chain of Rant store at chainorant.com. Become a patron at patreon.com/chainorant. If you're watching this stream right now, that is probably why. And apologize for the 4 links. And invite, share with your friends. That's everything, right?
Yeah, I don't know because you said it so fast. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably everything. So
that's out of the way. Should we introduce our guest, or should we just leave him in the background?
Is there nothing pissing you off? No.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, Andy.
You know what really gets my goat?
What's that?
That you haven't figured out the goddamn live stream yet.
Apparently,
Mr.
I had
Technology over here.
Apparently, I had it figured out because we're right back to what we did last time.
Mr. Millennial. Well, we'll see if it works.
Nah, it's not my fault.
Millennials are supposed to know how to do this shit.
Well, once that fucking big Patreon money comes in, we'll be able to.
We'll hire our special guest to come out to Vegas and figure out how to make this work.
We'll be able to afford some kind of high quality streaming computer. Speaking of special guests we could hire to come out and make this work, Andrew Douglas, ladies and gentlemen, on the line right now. Not visible in the stream, but he's here. He's here in spirit. He's
What's up?
The disembodied voice of Andrew Douglas from Piper's Dojo. How are you doing today, Andrew Douglas?
I've had some time to check out chantorant.com. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah? Did you order any merch?
No, it's like $30 a shirt.
Yeah, well, that's because they're those sweatshop kids are expensive. Had to buy them all shoes and fillings. You know what we didn't do that people are going to get pissed off at us for? Is we didn't do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that in at least a couple weeks.
No, we did it. I thought we did it. We did it with Colin.
We did.
So if you couldn't tell already, this is an explicit show, and we're going to give you 5 seconds to go listen to something else. Might I suggest the Piper's Dojo audio experience?
Yeah, that's a clean show.
Yeah. You know, our show could be 2 hours if we didn't spend an hour and a half setting up. So go listen to something else. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fuck.
Andrew, you didn't say it.
No, I didn't. I'm not entirely paying attention yet.
Yeah.
I'm not actually convinced you're actually doing the show.
Oh yeah, no, we're doing it. We're on now. This is my show voice. Can't you tell?
This is a big fake out. Yeah.
Yeah. This is all just so we can get clips of Andrew Douglas saying inappropriate things to put into a rap or something later.
Someday we'll be able to do that with everybody, with all the things we got people's.
Yeah, you don't even want to know what we have on the record.
Cahill has a large phallus.
Exactly.
There you go. See, he must be in a good mood. He's handing out compliments already to Cahill of all people.
Yeah, why Cahill? I don't know, but fuck it.
Actually, Douglas, have you ever met Cahill?
I mean, I'm up close and personal with Cahill. I'm not sure I've ever met him in the flesh.
You have actually. He came when you came to Vegas to do that clinic 2 years ago. He was here.
Oh, he came.
Yes.
To that? Mm-hmm. That was fun. That was the one where we did the
monster,
the Franken
manometer. Yeah, that was a good one.
There's pictures of that. There's evidence of that on the internet. So quick, we only have a couple news and updates, and then we're going to get right into our topic, which is the highly anticipated follow-up to 10 Reasons Your Pipe Major Sucks.
Yep.
Today we brought Andrew back for 10 Reasons That Your Bandmate Sucks, which we had a overwhelming write-in response when you asked this on the Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say I would rather call it this: 10 reasons you're a shitty bandmate.
10 reasons. Let's put it on the person. Yeah, I like that. 10 reasons you're a shitty bandmate.
Because now we're just giving. If we say your bandmate sucks, that gives them a reason to not look at themselves. Let's look at ourselves, people. What can we do to be better bandmates?
It's like Jesus said: before you shit on someone else, shit on yourself.
Direct quote. Somebody saw it way back then.
Yeah. It was inscribed. Someone wrote it down. Before we get into that, just a couple news updates. If you didn't know, actually happening right now, I believe, and Douglas, you can confirm this, the Metro Cup is happening, and there's a live stream being provided by the Piper's Dojo, even though the head honcho of the Piper's Dojo is on our show right now. So how did that happen? How did you get staffers?
It's magic.
Yeah, explain how that. I mean, I took a play out of Big Rabbi's book, and I asked some people to help me out.
Do you think that would work for us? Do you think we could get people to stream events for Chanarant?
They'd fuck it up. Our people?
Yeah, no. Well, it's because they're drunk all the time.
It's a little bit hard. You'd be surprised. It's a little bit hard. Like, the hard about it is, it's like it's interfacing with the actual event, where it really actually helps to be there.
So when you say interfacing, you're talking about like what exactly?
So like they want people to donate money so that they can, support doing the stream. And they're like, yeah, just here's our PayPal address. It's like, well, actually we need you to like go on the website, get the code that lets you donate, build it in the webpage, and stuff like that. Boring stuff.
Yeah.
Like kind of boring stuff. And then, so our volunteers are doing a great job with the actual technology, but it's just the actual, interfacing stuff where people aren't quite like in tune with some of the details. And so that's where it's really handy for us to be there in person.
Yeah. Let me, we saw you at Winter Storm, so let me ask you a question in regards to that. So, because this is the Chanarant and we basically bitch about shit.
Yeah, we that's what we do.
And I kind of know what happened at Winter Storm, but what would you say is the worst thing about doing these live streams for you guys? Like, what really upsets you about it? Trolls?
I don't think that. No, I mean, yeah, there's definitely some definitely douchebag trolls. Yeah.
like us.
Well, no, there were because we were there when you were getting. I watched you get very pissed off at people commenting in the just being shitheads on the stream and stuff. So I thought it was funny. Like, well,
Dude,
not funny, but you were
Doogie
getting.
was he was dropping the ban hammer.
Yeah, he was banning people and cutting them off, and it was pretty funny to watch. But is that happening at the Metro Cup this year? I haven't noticed it so much.
Not too much happening at the Metro Cup yet. Most people are just behaving themselves. You know what it is? It's the drummers. Whenever there's drumming involved on the stream, like asshole trolls come out to play. So, and I'm not even actually kidding.
Is it? Do you think it's like other pipe band drummers coming to shit on drumming, or is it like kit drummers?
No, it's pipe band drummers. They don't know how to behave themselves.
So essentially, you're saying definitively that drummers are cocksuckers.
Certainly on the internet, that seems to be the case.
There's a lot of internet tough guys or telephone tough guys in drumming, apparently. So yeah. I remember seeing some of that. I'm surprised that, especially I was watching the high level, whatever, the pro level at the Winter Storm, watching the stream, and there were people shitting on these arguably top 20 greatest drummers in the world. They're in that argument for sure. And there's just people shitting on this guy sucks, that guy sucks. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, like what do you mean?
Like,
and also, what made you a freaking authority, man?
Well,
people always tell me you need to do drumming at Dojo University, and no is my answer.
Because drummers are
it's really it's really a different and I'm sure there are lots of really nice drummers out there on the internet.
It's okay. You can shit on them all.
Yeah,
we can carry.
Yeah. Obviously, that attitude has served us well. The attitude of just shitting on the drummers all the time.
Yeah.
As we march out in Vegas with nothing but pipes.
So what Andrew? Let me just paraphrase what Andrew's saying here. He's saying drummers are cunts. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, essentially.
I think the stereotype is definitely there for that. But like I said, I'm sure there are.
So I'm interested. Have either of you ever trolled on like a bagpiping related thing? Like left a shitty comment? Like,
no, never.
Really? Like even when you see a YouTube video, it's like trash, and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, you just let it go.
I never say a word ever.
Yeah. Like
I'm usually the one like hosting these things, so no, I don't troll my own stuff.
Well, I was just thinking like even like random like YouTube clips, because one of the things that I always think about is like, I don't know, it's a stereotype to say if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, which granted on the Chan Rant podcast, we say fucked up shit all the time, but it's mostly for a laugh. But like, yeah, like the comment section of the internet is a fucking battlefield. I never want to like, that's like going to war in the Middle East. Like you're never going to get out of there.
No, you can't argue with stupid, right?
Yeah.
So, but no, I never troll anybody. I would never do that to somebody on the internet. I don't know why, because I feel it. Like I'll see somebody do something shitty, and I'll think of something shitty, but I'll call
him a cunt on a podcast, but I'm not gonna make a comment.
That's more in the moment.
Yeah,
but
I'm not gonna make a comment. That's forever.
I'll troll the shit out of Voldemort, but
Voldemort.
But I wouldn't do it on the internet because it's just I don't know. It's just cowardly. I don't know.
You realize what we're doing right now is on the internet.
No. What I mean is,
you mean
like type something like a coward and not.
Well, that's one of the things too. Is like the anonymous thing, right? Like when you see someone that comments something shitty, and it's like Hello Kitty fan 42, and it's like, what's your name, motherfucker? At least when I say something shitty, it's completely attached to my name and face.
Yeah, I mean, at least take responsibility for what you're saying. But I don't know. It's a horror. I mean, we can. That's just a. It's a whole other
thing. So another thing that I noticed, did you watch any of the Rab? Speaking of streams, because it's a stream day today, we're talking about nothing but fucking streams. Did you see the Rab was streaming that Kids with Cancer charity event? And I don't think that's the title, right?
I think it is,
because
it's the weirdest fucking title.
That's the worst title for an event. That's what it's called.
That's why I was like so confused. Like, really, Kids with Cancer? But
then again, if it's Northern Ireland, they're pretty
direct,
brunt. Yeah, they're pretty direct. Like it's like oh, it's a charity it's fucking kids with cancer.
Yeah, the marketing is not.
What kind of cancer they have? The fucking cancerous kind.
I don't know, dude. I did not watch a single part of it.
I picked up a couple clips just because I was interested, because I think it's cool. Like they just have so many more events that are piping related over there
at a high level too. Yeah.
The one thing I noticed though is like I clicked in like 2 or 3 times at different points during the day, and almost consistently every time I clicked in, there was like one piper with like 15 drums behind them.
Yes.
Like what in the fuck? Like I couldn't even hear the pipes because there was, and don't be wrong, the drums were great. It sounded great, but I'm just like, what? Where did all these fuckers go? Why aren't you moving to Las Vegas, you sons of bitches?
Where are all these drummers in Northern Ireland? It's wild.
Yeah, man. So, Douglas, did you catch any of that? The poorly named Kids with Cancer charity event?
I did not. I saw it pop up on my phone because I get alerts when he goes live, but I didn't really watch any of it.
That was the other thing, I suppose. Did you get like 17 alerts in 20 minutes?
Like it's just up and down, up and down.
Yeah,
up
my
and down.
phone was blowing up when that thing was going on. Like, please stop telling me it's going live.
One of the things I do like about the dojo streams is they kind of just let it ride.
Yeah, just let it go. Yeah. One time, check in and out whenever you want.
Yeah, like occasionally they'll break it up when there's like big pauses in the action.
I suppose that's probably not their fault though, because they still have data limits over there, and over here everybody has unlimited.
Well, and I think the fastest internet you can get is like 1.5 G.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's got to be why they do it, I'm sure. But yeah. So I can't comment.
Scotland's a socialist country. They have really fast internet.
I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe Scotland. I was talking about when we were in Ireland. When we were in Northern Ireland, the fucking internet was trash.
Yeah, it was absolutely terrible.
We literally found the one like 6-foot radius in all of Cookstown where we could get good internet, like up in the higher seats at the Belfast House bar. Like that was the best hotspot in town, was like right there. So we would just like put 2 tables together and like start working on our laptops while we were there.
Yep. Literally the home Wi-Fi, like where we were staying, was so bad we had to leave. Like it was better at a bar.
You couldn't do anything. Ridiculous. Like you absolutely could not do anything on the Wi-Fi at people's houses. Yeah.
I can't handle that.
Like, is it weird now that like we're at a point where like we're streaming live? I mean, not to anybody because nobody's watching this, but like we're streaming live video and like we're recording audio and all this crazy cool shit. But like, I bitch if it takes 5 seconds for my phone to pull up my email.
Oh, I get super annoyed.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? I thought this was America.
No, it's completely ridiculous. The other thing that's ridiculous, speaking of the cruise, Douglas, is that, well, I mean, it came sort of tied into the drink package, but I bought the internet package, right? And me and Keegan were talking about it like back and forth, like, Dad, do we really need it? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, can I go a week without the internet? I might lose my mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to be stuck on a boat with, Douglas. I'm going to need something to entertain me.
Well, I'm assuming you guys are going to do, I don't know if you want to, this is spoiler territory or if it's too late to buy tickets, I'm assuming. So we're not going to help you sell.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming you guys are going to do some content shit while you're there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So do we get any teasers for the Chanarane audience of what you guys are up to? What can we look forward to?
No, because I haven't figured out what we're going to do yet.
Well,
did you order that bathing suit? Because we know I'm going to do that. If you
I got to get that ordered today. Yeah. You'll have it in time. We're gonna get Fusco the one-piece Chanarane bathing suit.
I'm okay with that.
Do you want one too, Doogie? Do you want me to get one for you? Would you wear it?
Would you do a silly bit with me in a really ugly, weird bathing suit?
It is not going to leave 0%. A lot.
You got that nice, sexy new body you got.
Yeah, man. You're all shredded now.
There's 0% chance of that.
I got to say,
Carl would do it.
It is not going to leave a lot to the imagination in the cock department. just so you guys know.
I don't care. I'm an idiot.
The water's warm enough, Fusco.
Oh, there's gonna be all kinds of shrinks.
He's just gonna get the Winter Storm dildo and like pack, so it looks like he's got this giant.
Put it down my pants.
It looks like he's got this giant claymore of a dong. Like,
do not bring. Was that me? Do not bring your giant dildo on the Dojo U cruise, please.
You know what that's code for? Bring your giant dildo on the Dojo U cruise.
No, he's winking at you, right? Yeah, I can hear it in his voice.
I can hear the wink.
Really? Is that what you think you're hearing?
It's either that or you're beating off over there. I don't know what's going on, but
do people get freaky on the Dojo U cruise?
Like they do in
Not
Flagstaff?
that I'm aware of, actually. But it's interesting. Like, my wife and I are like, because sometimes they have all gay cruises on these things, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I hope we didn't accidentally book on the all gay cruise.
Well, Fusco hopes you do.
Be terrible for us single guys.
I mean, I think it would be interesting, but like, I think bagpipers are phobic than other people.
Yeah, I would bet that's true. Yeah.
You think so?
So I would
Given
hate
that
for
they're
it to be
older
the
white
last
men.
Dojo U cruise because we accidentally overlapped with
I mean, I would go on the all gay cruise. My chances of getting laid are about the same.
I would too, but
Zero. It's zero either way.
Wouldn't bother me, except I'd be pissed that Douglas didn't know this sooner, because then I wouldn't have bought the drink package, because I would have had free drinks for a fucking week.
Yeah, exactly.
They would have been buying me shit.
You could have saved some serious money.
With a beard like this?
Yeah.
Forget it, son.
With a beard like that and a one-piece bathing suit like the Chin bathing suit, you are all set.
You could definitely gay it up a bit. I think I believe in you.
Oh yeah, I could for sure. I'm sure
you have the ability. You have things besides black t-shirts in your wardrobe.
I do. Yeah, I could. I'd do anything for a free drink. I'm not gonna. I will say this: I have been bought a drink by a gay man before.
I have. Yeah, that's happened.
Sure. Yeah.
That happened to me. Happened to me at a bar, and it was not a story I want to tell. But
matter of fact, it happened a couple days ago. It was Josh, by the way.
Yeah, it was me. I bought him a drink. I said, "Here you go, sweetie. Do you want to come on my podcast at 9:00 in the morning and don't start till 10:30?"
So we should probably.
Wait. Did I miss a joke? Are you saying you bought me a drink?
No, he was saying that I bought him. He said he bought a drink by a gay guy, and it was me.
Yeah.
I see.
There's connections.
Yeah. I know you're multitasking over there. I can't see your face anymore, but I can hear the vacant just trailing off of Andrew Douglas. Like he thinks he's listening to an episode right now, not actually on the episode. So he's like trying to do work while he's doing it.
At least we can't hear his mouse clicking like Cahill.
Fucking Cahill. Oh my God. That, you know what it is too? I guarantee that mouse is like one of those big white PC mice from like 1991 that's just like got a spring like you would use in a freaking small automobile. And it's like every time he clicks on it.
Yeah, it's awesome to listen to.
You would think that thing would have been broken in by now by all the fucking porn he watches, but
alas.
Alas, such is not the case. Okay, so
it might be broken in, just sticky.
That's why it's clicking. It has to keep breaking that seal every time.
Exactly.
Oh God, there's a visual for everyone. Jesus Christ.
Oh, for fuck's
okay, so I want to, since we didn't have very much at the beginning of the episode, I say we go straight into commercial break, thank the patrons, and then boom, topic. What do you say?
How do you want to work the fail of the weekend? Should we do that in between?
Oh, actually, let's do the fail and win of the week first, because usually we do that after the break, and then we'll go into the topic after the break. How does that sound? Okay, cool. So do we have a win, anybody? Please, are you going to cut this out? I know you're not.
No, the last 5 seconds, okay. 10 seconds I will, yeah.
Okay, does anybody have a win? We're doing it. This is how it usually goes. This is why the audio version's so much better, guys.
Yeah, I edit us thinking this stuff out in the process.
Okay, so here's what
we'll do. How about the kids have less cancer? I don't know. Let's make a horrible joke about it.
Okay, so ready? Moment of silence for the kids with cancer. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna go.
It just hit me what you just. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Okay, we're gonna go into the pipe band fail of the week. Do you have it up?
I do.
Okay, perfect.
So Douglas, we would love to hear your comments on this, and feel free to let her rip. Here we go. I think the visual is part of this, isn't it?
The visual is a bit of the gag, but we will describe it. Okay, you want to... You good?
Pause for now.
So Fusco, describe what you just saw for the audio audience here.
Okay, it's a Piper center stage. It's a row of cheerleaders, looks like normal cheerleaders, probably from a college, I'm guessing, doing a dance behind him as he's playing Green Hills with a wrong note consistently, without any embellishments. In like the stage is well lit. I mean, it's interesting.
It's better.
Production
better
value is pretty nice.
The stage is better lit than the fucking P-Brock at Winter Storm.
That's for sure. So yeah, okay. So they're doing a thing here. I don't know what. I don't know.
It's like a cheerleading routine. So it's like the guys in front of cheerleaders, and it's like. That's a live drum kit too, right? It sounds like a real.
I can't see it.
It sounds like a real kit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am just. You know when we talk about YouTube, we talked about this on the last pipe band fails. What the fuck?
What? I just wish I knew what they were going for. Let's see. Does it say in the description?
What were they going for, and how much did they miss by?
I don't know. This is all in German. Like, I don't know. But this is, but it's the Longhorn. It's got to be
Ein und Dudelsack.
the college. It's a college or a high school, and it says Longhorns in the background, which makes me think it's Texas. But I can't imagine that's what this is.
And for those of you children laughing at home at the word Dudelsack,
it does say Dudelsack in the. Yeah,
that is German for bagpipe. So
it's.
Don't be giving me shit. Hey, speaking of doodle sacks, Andrew Douglas, what did you think of that sound?
That was a pretty special performance.
We had this conversation a little bit
that was the German version of Green Hills, by the way. Apparently,
German Green Hills.
Yeah.
So
hold on, I got to listen to a little bit more of this. Just give me a sec. Okay, so I wanted to hear the high hand.
Let's see if it was just all over the place.
The cheerleaders are fascinating because they're terrible.
Who's worse, the cheerleaders or the bagpiper?
I mean, he sounds okay. I mean, right? I mean, he's not awful. He's in tune. I can't hear his drone, so I can't really tell necessarily. But his chanter sounds okay. Wouldn't you agree, Douglas? I mean, it's not wildly out or anything. It's not like it's a service band or anything. And he's playing that raw note. He has a little craziness on the high A when he might be nervous. I don't know, but I don't know. It's the whole package though is really what's fascinating.
Yeah, it's an interesting menagerie of clusterfucks.
It looks like it's like a cheerleading squad from like a high school from like 30 years ago or something, like, and they're getting back together to kind of. See, to me, this struck me, and we should maybe post the link. Although I really don't want to savage this guy. Usually, we don't post the fail links, but maybe we should. Yeah, fuck them. Internet trolls. We're trolls now, guys. We're
trolls now. Yeah. But like, it reminds me of like the scene in a movie where like the nerdy kid who plays bagpipes finally gets his chance to show off to the whole school, and the music swells. But this is like the angle off to the side of what it actually sounded like, and not what it sounded like in his head.
Right. This is the dream sequence where it all.
This is the, like in the dream sequence. This went down flawlessly, but when you actually look at it on the cell phone recording, it's like, oh wow, that's
yeah.
It kind of sounds like a set of bagpipes and a drum kit that were put in a very large dryer and are just tumbling around.
Now, I will say that again, Colin brought this up last week, but 15 years ago or something like that, we did something like this.
I'm sure we've done stupider shit.
I'm pretty sure it was like Bryce on the drum set.
Oh yeah,
you playing.
Oh,
I actually did something like that.
We should. I'll put that. I can find that. I can find that
because that's a fail.
We should put that in fails. Yeah, I will. Okay, I will find that because I play like guitars. Like
you play guitar.
Scott on the Brave with guitar, and Bryce was on drums, and you were playing pipes of the band.
It was really bad. I'm sure it was bad.
I definitely can find that, and we'll put that in pipe band fails.
Yeah, because it's only fair if we troll ourselves.
Well, the first fail was us. I like having us be fails.
Yeah, fair enough. We've done stupid shit too.
I suck sometimes. Anybody that's got footage of me after the concert when Jack made me play with him.
Oh, I wish we had video of that.
And I really didn't want to. And he's like, no, come on, we'll play something. And I was like, I really don't want to out on my pipes. He's like, no, use mine. I'm like, I'm shit faced. Like, I'm drunk. I'm tired. Like, I don't want to do this. And it was probably the worst playing I've ever done on a stage in front of a bunch of people right next to Jack.
I would agree with that. I heard that and like I got crazy douche chills watching you do it.
Dude, it was so bad. I just didn't want to do it.
I was embarrassed for you.
I felt so awful. I wanted to kill myself. And I'm like, I just don't want to do this.
I thought it was like Megan because I walked in from the other room and listening to it. I'm like, Megan's playing.
It was so bad. Like I tried 2 sets of pipes that I couldn't get to go because I was just tired and shit faced. And I'm just like, and they're not mine. I'm just like, oh fuck. Yeah. So if there's any video of that,
that'd be great to put on the fail.
Yeah, I'm down. Like, yeah, it was pretty much the most embarrassing moment of my life. So,
oh yeah.
Why not share that with everyone?
Yeah.
Share my pain. And also, Jack, I love you, but fuck you for dragging me on that stage. I said I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
If we
no means no.
If we troll ourselves, then it gives us permission to troll
everyone else. Yeah. I've always operated under the assumption that you should just be like 25% meaner to yourself than you are to everybody else, and you're fine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that evens out. Okay, so pipe band win of the week. Fusco, this is your segment.
It's the kids have less cancer apparently now.
Yeah, they bagpiped and drummed all the cancer away.
Yeah, so The magic happened. Thanks to Big Rab for saving kids. He's a hero in my book.
I believe they got a bunch of donations, right? Do we know how much they raised yet?
I have no idea, but Rab, you're a hero, so here's a hero song for you. And I'll have to shut it off really quick so we don't get sued.
Yeah, there we go. So I had a thought about that recently, and I don't know if this would actually work, but I thought what we should do is I'll get like all the songs that we want to use regularly, I'll get like a karaoke version, and I'll do like a really shitty singing over it.
That'll be perfect.
And then we'll just use that.
Perfect.
So instead it'll be me, it'll be, and then a hero comes along.
Should I expect that in 2020, 2021? When will we get this done?
Dude, how quickly? 2020? Jesus, man. I got shit to do.
I got things to do. Oh, that's a little bit aggressive.
You want to talk about 2025? You want to talk about 2025?
All right, 2025.
Then we can talk.
Dude, we're going to be on Mars before Josh gets this done. This idea done.
We'll be broadcasting from Phobos, the moon outside of Mars.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. I know science, bitch.
The first bagpipe will have played on Mars by the time Josh gets this done.
It might be me. You never know.
Yeah, who knows?
As long as I play better than I did after the concert. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go on a beer break, sponsored by ChanaRant.com, and talk to the people in the stream. We got a couple people in there that we know, and then boom, we're going to get right back into it. Real short beer break, right back into the topic.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Oh, this episode of the Chantarant podcast brought to you by the Chantarant store. Buy all your great Chantarant gear and t-shirts and even tank tops for the ladies. It's a hot one out there at this World Pipe Band competition, so don't forget to head to chantarant.com and buy yours today.
And we're back. All right. So thank you for everyone that hung around for the chat during the beer break. It's weird. This is probably the most people we've had watching at once, right?
At one time, I would say,
I think so. And it's probably because it's in the daytime, not on Friday or Saturday night.
Right. Yeah.
When people have better shit to do.
Anything to do with...
They have date
I
nights.
wonder if it has anything to do with your guest.
Oh, yeah. Everyone comes out to... And now, if it was in the evening and people needed to be put to sleep, then it could be because we had Doogie on.
It could be. Yeah, it could be.
All right. So the topic. The long-awaited sequel. Insert epic music here. In post, maybe.
Okay, for sure.
10 Reasons You're a Shitty Bandmate. By ChanaRant and Andrew Douglas.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this topic because I love shitting on people.
Yeah, this is great.
Being shitty bandmates.
So for those of you playing along at home, we had an episode last time Andrew Douglas was on. 10 Reasons Your Pipe Major Sucks.
Right at the end of November.
Highly controversial. What was the response to that article when it came out, Douglas?
There wasn't a whole lot of response.
Really? Not a lot of rage?
No rage? No trolls? No nothing? Not a single person?
Not really, no.
Everyone's just like, yeah, pretty much.
That's too bad. We're hoping to create some controversy with that one, and I guess people just realize their pipe majors suck.
Well, that's okay. We'll get them fired up. We'll get them fired up with this. So we put this out on Facebook. We had a bunch of the six write in and give us some reasons. So I don't know if you want to go. Do you want to go in order? Where do you want to start there, Fusco?
Let's start with the first one, then we'll figure it out as we go.
Okay, perfect. And Dougie, you can see this too, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so reason number 1, they don't show up.
Well, that much is obvious, right?
That's like that. I think that is the number 1 reason across the board, right? Like the thing that makes you the shittiest bandmate is not showing up.
Is you're not consistent to band rehearsals and or even gigs for that matter.
Gigs, rehearsals, communication. For me, showing up's not just about physically being there. It's also like you got to show up mentally. You got to show up like when people are chiming in on conversation, when there's something going on. Hey, do we take this gig? What do we do here? Let's get this scheduled. That's all part of showing up to me. Do you agree, disagree?
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, absolutely. Especially as a pipe major where people love to not respond to things. It's a mental checking out in between whenever, band practices or whatever. That's super annoying. But we've worked our way around that, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
By assigning things. So that helps. But yeah. I guess don't treat people like adults because they aren't. Because they won't treat you like they're adults.
Hound the shit out of them. Douglas, it sounds like you have some experience here.
Yeah. This one drives me crazy. Both as like someone who's had to be a leader in a band, but also as a band member. Like if you have an exam, if you have an exam next week, that's not a good enough reason not And there are a variety of other ones like, oh, I've got a big job interview tomorrow. It doesn't matter, man. Like acceptable reasons to not show up to a band practice include funerals, 103 Fahrenheit fever or higher.
Reasonable.
And that's pretty much it.
What if your kid has cancer?
That, I mean,
they're not going to die that night.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
right.
Yeah, no,
That's right.
That's no excuse even. This is, jeez, I don't know if anybody is aware of
we've
this.
officially offended kids with cancer 3-4 times. Yeah.
We're equal opportunity offenders. So,
Like on the bright side, it's very little chance they're going to be able to get to us.
yeah, that's true. Jesus Christ. So I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but the dojo has this thing called the 100-day challenge, right?
Yes.
And this reminds me of that for a couple of reasons, but essentially what it is pick up your pipes and play at least one tune every day for 100 days. And, you know, the idea is to create good habits and that sort of thing. But it's remarkable how many people try to beat the system on that, right? Because we monitor, they post into this Facebook group, and, you know, it's really cool. In general, it creates this community of people trying to do this thing together. But, like, people, it's remarkable how they try to get around, like they'll come up with any reason, like, well, can I, what if I'm sick? Like, so we had to write out very specific rules. Like, there are no excuses for not doing this.
Yeah.
Like, you basically need to be dead.
I watched that video that Douglas did where it's like posted at the top of the group where it's like, all right, here's how this works.
Yeah.
like here's what counts and does not count.
Yeah. But it's remarkable. And I'm sure with bandmates, you got to kind of be that specific. Like, there's so little reason to miss, and people will take any opportunity to miss. I had a bad day and I'm depressed or whatever. Like,
Then go play bagpipes. It'll make you feel better.
Go rock out, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's interesting too, like people are like, oh, I had to travel for work. So what am I supposed to do? It's like, well, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. But if you don't play your pipes, you didn't do the challenge.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, why do you want credit for not doing something?
Exactly.
I don't understand. I don't understand the mentality.
Like I've done similar things to this before. Like I did a 30-day pipe every day for 30 days thing, which was fine. I traveled during that time. I went to Reno to visit my friends. I took my pipes with me.
Right,
took
just
my
take them
bagpipes
with you and go play in the fucking parking lot. Like, it's not it's not that difficult.
But like I've also had it where like I was gonna do like 30 days or whatever, and like, oh shit, I absolutely cannot play today. Like I'm out of town. I can't take them. I can't do whatever. I was like, okay. Then when I come back and I pick them up and play, that's day one.
Start again.
like, guess what? You only made it 20. Now you're on day one again. Like,
That's exactly right.
That's like, it's like AA,
I
dude.
tell people, when you travel for work, do you brush your teeth? Yes or no? Yes, you do. So you figure out how to brush your teeth when you go away for work, but you can't figure out how to have one tune on your pipes when you go for work. Like, that's the whole point of this challenge. It's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
you know, to actually get good at bagpipes and to have it be something that you're really passionate about and something that's really valuable in your life, like, you have to figure out how to integrate it into your actual life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, here's a technical question on that travel thing, because I'm interested, because I thought about this the other day. If I'm traveling and can't take my pipes, but where I go, I hook up with another band and play someone else's pipes, that counts, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See? There you go. So no excuses, bitches.
Yeah. Make it happen.
Call a local band, say,
the
hey, I'm
other
doing the
option
100-day
is-
challenge. I bet there's people in the 100-day challenge Facebook group. If you were like, hey, I'm traveling to your area, can I play your pipes for 5 minutes?
Yeah, there probably is. Yeah.
The other option, which is totally fine by me, is that you make up your own challenge with your own special rules and you follow that challenge. But don't post it in the dojo group, because it's not,
Yeah,
it's not our challenge. But like, let's say, okay, I can't do the dojo 100-day challenge because I travel too much for work. However, I'm going to make sure on days where I can't actually bring my pipes with me realistically, I'm going to bring my electronic chanter and play 10 tunes, to make up for the fact that I can't play one tune on the pipes because I'm traveling, right? So instead I'm going to do that. Like, that's cool. Do your own challenge. Knock yourself out. I think that's cool. I think that's great. Like, for example, that's what I do if I'm being realistic. Like, I haven't done the dojo 100-day challenge myself. However, from April to the Worlds every year, I make sure I play my bagpipes every single weekday.
Nice.
Without it.
Right. Yeah.
calendar on my wall that I fill in every year. And that's sort of like my commitment that I make, to try to avoid being cut.
Right, exactly.
And that's what I do. Because like I do bagpipes for a living, so I really don't want to play my pipes on the weekends unless I have to, or unless I have a competition but if I'm not working, I'm not going to play my pipes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't see me posting my calendar on the 100-day Facebook page either,
because it's different.
I'm not actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the other thing that it sort of reminds me. Josh and I are. This is going to seem like a tangent, but you'll see it in a second. Josh and I are video gamers, right? And we play sometimes with his brother, who is notorious. He's very angry.
He's a rage. He's one of those angry
rage
gamers.
guys.
Like he could have, if he had gotten in before that became such a popular YouTube thing, he could have made a killing as one of those angry screaming gamer guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the reason that's funny is like it always blows my mind because if we haven't played with him in a while, but we used to, and he would just rage about the game and how it's cheats and blah blah blah. I'm like, well, this is the rules of the game that we're playing. Go play something else if you don't like the rules. I don't understand. Yeah. Like I don't understand that mentality of, well, do something else. If you don't want to do this, do something else. Like, why are you wasting my fucking time? Or your bandmate's time. So show up to fucking practice and stop being a cunt.
That'd be like.
I also think that.
All right, he's fired up now. He's
all fired up.
I also think that if you fail in 1 month, you should have to wait a full year before you try it again.
Oh, really?
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's nuts.
Because that will really put the pressure on. Like, I can't miss a day.
Well, like there are some people who are just clearly not in a time and place in their life where this is realistic. And like every day, like every other day, actually, probably on average, you see them starting over.
That's nuts.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like it's time for you to leave this group and come back when you think you can actually take this seriously. And by the way, don't wonder why you're not getting any better until you're ready to do this.
Right.
Like that's the big thing, right? Why they continually suck at bagpipes while other people around them are getting better.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
They think it's magic or talent. But this brings us brilliantly into number 2.
Yes, it does. Which, if we're going to get out of here on time, we're going to have to keep moving.
Yeah.
All right. So, number 2, Fusco.
Which is never practices at home ever, even though they'll tell you they do. But we're not fucking stupid. We can tell when people don't play or don't play at home, right? And then they also show up not knowing the music.
And I think those two are kind of tied.
Yeah.
Like never practicing at home is definitely tied to showing up and not knowing the music.
Yeah. And as a fellow bandmate, not a leader, like that's just as annoying as a bandmate. Like, so we're sitting here waiting for Joe Blow to like finger fuck through this tune again because he didn't do it at home like the rest of us.
Because he's learning at practice, he's learning at rehearsal, which drives me fucking insane.
I hate that. That's what used to drive me nuts about our old friend, the big guy that I won't mention his name, but he always did this.
Yeah.
Always. He would never play at home. And then he'd ask questions. He'd come to band and just bring shit to a complete halt by asking stupid questions that everybody else always... Either we said it in an email, music's out there. You know the answer if you just looked. Why the fuck are you wasting our time by not practicing or looking at your music?
No, it's insane. Like we had a change to our music recently. Just a small change overall to one of our tunes. Like you sent it out. There was like 3 emails, new sheet music, everything. Like no fucking reason not to know this when you show up the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. But, people will do that. I don't have results on that one yet, but it's happened to us in the past. But
I think for the most part, people made the change pretty well, right? Yeah.
Everybody was pretty close. Yeah.
But it's like, there's no excuse. That fucking drives me nuts. Like, and people say, well, I practiced like 4 hours a day this week. It's like, I know you didn't. I know you're full of shit.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Like,
so anyway, any thoughts on that, Andrew, or basically the same as us?
Yeah, like I think sometimes people do play their pipes or their practice chanter, but it's nothing resembling practice.
Right, exactly. The strategy is all wrong.
Just because you played something mildly resembling the music from start to finish one time, right? So you have to turn off the distractions. You have to have like objectives in mind, like I'm going to work especially hard on the first part of such and such today so that I can actually be improved. So you like kind of you figure out how you're going to break it down and you work on it. And guess what? It does feel a little bit like hard work. Maybe the last 10 minutes of your practice session, you just run through the rest of the stuff just for shits and giggles.
Right.
And you reward yourself with a little bit of dessert. But practice. And, the thing you should work on is whatever is going to benefit the band the most. And that's what practice is. Mm-hmm. So, I think people do go through the motions at home just to be able to say that they did, but that's not really what people are asking you to do. Right. I'd rather you practice at home for 10 minutes every day than ramble aimlessly through your tunes for an hour every day.
Exactly. Yeah. And to me, I sort of preach like having a strategy again, which I more or less got from you guys way back when, but I think you used to break it into thirds there was an old way you guys had it. I don't know if you still promote that, but essentially, walking into your personal practice, not anywhere like your practice room or whatever, and having a plan for that session. Like, what am I going to do right now that's going to make me better? And then jam later.
It's like going to the gym. Go in with a plan, dude.
Yeah.
Don't go in and just be like, I guess I'll do legs.
I guess I'll wander around here and not do anything.
I guess I'll do this. Like, no, go in with a plan, get it done, get the fuck out. Like, I think that's where people get lost is, they think of practice as like this, oh man, I don't have the hours in the day to do this. Like, if you have a plan, you can knock out a decent practice in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the best practice you've ever had, but it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
Way better. So we say 45, 45, 10, right? So 45% practice, AKA really hard, shitty work that you hate.
Right.
For 45% of the time. So let's say let's call it 25 minutes, right? So, and forget about the actual math, but do 10 minutes of hard work on something you actually really suck at and it's really painful and hard on your ego to work on for 10 minutes. You do what I call a rehearsal, which is let's integrate that thing you just worked on, maybe a little faster tempo, maybe into the bigger picture. So if you're working on the third bar of the third part of your march, rehearsal time is playing through that march at a conservative tempo, trying to integrate those things for another 10 minutes. And then for the last 5 minutes, play banjo breakdown 8 times through at 160 beats per minute just to get your rocks off. And then that is a good session.
Yeah.
That's called musical masturbation, people.
Yeah. Well, it's called musical cunnilingus. followed by
pipersdojo.com/musical cunnilingus.
We'll get that shirt up in the store for you before you know it. Don't worry.
I like it.
Okay, so number 3, piss poor maintenance.
This is the secret of the pros that every beginner misses, and they just don't want to accept it. Again, ego comes into a lot of this, and we'll get into that, I guess. But it's boring and it sucks. It's just like that first 45 minutes of actual practice when you just hate life. But it makes such a difference if you just sucked it up. It makes such a difference to have good maintenance. And then you show up to band and then you waste everybody's time because then you got to go fix shit because somebody's going to call you out on it probably if you have a decent play major. If he sucks, then he won't. But but anyway, yeah, this is a huge problem. And then your drones wander.
Yeah, it's fucking all over the place.
Can't keep you in tune and blah, blah, blah. Lots of things go wrong.
It's an every time you play thing. I mean, I've had times where I went to practice, struck in, everything was good, played for a bit. 20 minutes in, by the time Andy comes around, I got my bass drone rocking. I'm like, fuck. It's like, okay, I got to go down and do some work here real quick.
Yeah. I mean, we've all done this. This one, everybody's done at some point or another, I'm sure. But it just leads into the 4 questions, right? Andrew, would you like to take us through the 4 questions relatively quickly?
Is my bag airtight? Are my joints airtight? Are my reed seats airtight? Are my drone reeds calibrated?
Exactly. That's all you got to do, people. It takes maybe 5 minutes? Unless something major goes wrong, your bag has a hole in it. Of course, that's going to take a lot of time to fix. But double check these things. Is your if you got a zipper in your bag, is it greased? Is there a leak coming through the zipper or the grommets or whatever? Or if you tie it in,
And guess what? If you're practicing a lot at home and checking this every time at home. Yeah, you maybe don't have to check it as hard when you go to practice.
Yeah, it's probably okay when you walk into band on one night a week.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if you're checking it 5 times a week, that 6th or 7th time when you go to practice, it's probably okay. It's probably not the end of the world.
Yeah, the big thing there is for me is just waiting on people to have to go deal with it at band because they didn't deal with it. And they walk in, it's an issue potentially. Like, do it when you walk in the door. If you come up 15 minutes early, you can do it then. Why do people show up right on time and then they deal with it?
Well, and the more that you get used to taking shit apart and rehemping and checking and whatever, the faster you get at it.
That too.
Like I've had times where I realized I was at practice and I'm like, oh fuck, that hemp just started spinning. Like, I can cut that off and rehemp it in 2.5 minutes. Like, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the end of the world at that point. You just fucking do it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Is just the sort of dragging your feet like, oh, I got to do this. Just fucking go.
Just fucking do it. Yeah. The faster you get at it, the easier your life will be.
Now, should we go on to the next one?
Yeah. So I thought we can go ups and downs, like from the real serious, like fucking fuck to some of the lighter ones. So someone wrote this in. This was a fan submission.
Yeah.
He or she never buys around ever. Does that make you a shitty bandmate?
I think so.
You think so?
Well,
The
person who buys around is definitely a great bandmate.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think
I don't
negatively.
think not buying around necessarily qualifies you to be a shitty bandmate. So I wanted to have some. I wanted to left this in here because we got to qualify. I feel like.
Yeah, I've definitely had the situation where if it's consistent, you eventually notice. Like I've noticed people that consistently like kind of sit in the background and wait for because somebody always buys around generally.
Yeah,
and they're never that guy. Eventually, you do start to notice that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm bad about this.
You're bad about buying rounds?
Yeah, but like, I'm kind of guilty of this, and I'm sorry to all the people in the bands I've played with. But can I state my case here?
sure.
Yeah, lay it on.
Is it because you're like
And,
the
like,
hot chick of a pipe band? Like you're like the
Everybody buys you drinks.
everybody buys you drinks and you just got used to it kind of
They
thing?
want to tongue punch your fart box.
So my issue is like, all bands, all bands have like, resident alcoholics, and there's usually 3 or 4 of them, right?
In our band, there's just two.
So like those guys are like into the bar first before everybody else, and they're primed and ready to buy everybody around, right?
Okay. Well, okay.
So they do that, and I'm not gonna, especially, I'm not gonna turn down a pint from them. So I up like, the alcoholic guys are like ready to go, but then I don't want a third beer, and I have a wife and kids, so I want to go home. So I just go home.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
Yeah, I don't feel like you should ever be obligated to stay because you feel like because you want to buy around. Then again, we've talked about this on the show before. I'm notorious for the Irish goodbye. So what I do actually is I'm usually the first person to buy around and close out, and then it's just like whatever happens after that, I can just ghost. I can just ghost into the background.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I feel like I've gotten any obligation I may feel like out of the way, I try to be just first. I'm just like, okay, I'm good. I got everybody a beer. We're golden here. So if I stay, that's cool. If I fuck off, like no worries. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't know about this because also one of the things in our band is we have people in our band that don't drink.
Yeah.
I would never expect them to buy a round.
Yeah, that would never cross my mind.
We have one person in our band that doesn't drink and
Buys
consistently buys us rounds, which I've never like.
Which is even better. But
sometimes gets me drunker than any other time. I'm like, why do you keep getting me alcohol?
yeah, it's funny though, like because that's. Like he's a hero to me for sure, but the people that don't do that, I don't think it
comes away.
But I never think about it with anybody else that doesn't. I just all right,
no,
it's
I
not
never
their
think
prerogative.
about it.
I don't know.
Well, and usually like the drinking crew kind of it all evens out.
For
Yeah.
the most part. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. I think we might have to cut this one.
Yeah, this wasn't a strong one for me.
Yeah, this wasn't a strong one.
I get it.
But I
get
thought
where
it was. I thought it was an interesting conversation for our audience because they're all alcoholics.
It's relevant, but it's not as simple as alcoholic people who judge people who don't buy rounds think it is.
So can I get, since we have quorum on episode 55 here, I'm going to move that we strike this from 10 Reasons You're a Shitty Bandmate and amend it to he buys rounds to make you a great bandmate. She always buys around, puts you in the 10 Reasons You're a Great Bandmate category.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that'll be the third part of this series.
All right, so next up.
Let's skip this one. This one sucks. Go to number 6.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, this one is annoying. So you show up to things and your uniform is a fucking mess. Wrinkled, don't know how to wear it.
You dress in the car, and every time that you get home and take your uniform off, you throw it in a fucking pile in the corner and then wonder why it looks like shit.
I don't think they wonder. That's the problem.
Like
they don't even think.
Sorry, I just got triggered all of a sudden because this drives me
I hate
insane.
Hate this one.
Like
I didn't get it when I was really young. I didn't get it. So I've been this guy in the past, but over the past, let's say, how long has it been since 2002? So in the past 15 or more years, I've been good about this. I remember one time in Oranmore, there was a guy whose kilt had got all soaked because he was out like drinking all night. And the morning, it was like a doubleheader weekend. And on the second day, he was literally trying to dry his kilt out on a rock. He had it all spread out.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was really awesome. But this is a bad one.
This is something that drives me nuts because it's just like disrespectful. Like, it's disrespectful to the band that you're playing in because you're representing them looking like a piece of shit. It's disrespectful to yourself because you're a musician. You're supposed to be out there, professionally exhibiting your craft, and you look like a piece of shit. All the history and whatever else associated with pipe bands, all that, like, just don't look like shit. Just fuck it. It's not hard. I'm a very lazy person. My uniform is always in order.
Yeah, you don't have to look like Kevin Conquest, but
I want to make
give us a little bit. Give us a little bit of.
Can I try to quickly make a case that messy uniform is un-American?
Yes.
Ooh, I like this concept. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to try. This might be crash and burn, but so we play a bagpipe musical instrument, and like, I don't know how long it is, like almost 300 years ago, there was this thing called Battle of Culloden, where the Scottish and Gaelic people were crushed by the British, and like for several generations, it was no longer like cool, they were like pesky upriser people, right? And their culture had to be put down.
Some places tartans were outlawed. Most.
Yeah, like I don't know the details, but yeah, something like that, right? And then meanwhile, like not 50 years later, we had a similar like uprising in our country to found America, and we were fortunate enough to succeed, right? But like, so
yeah, what the fuck, Scotland? Like, it was super easy.
But if you're not willing to take care of your kilt, which is a symbol of like how important it is to be able to preserve your own culture and the things that are important to you and your freedoms, that makes you an un-American prick.
Perfect.
I like it.
Clip it. So there you go. You heard it straight from Andrew Douglas from the Piper's Dojo. If you show up in a messy uniform, you are a terrorist.
There it is.
You're Al Qaeda.
The terrorists win. Okay, so number 6. People who bitch about how things are run, but never volunteer to help.
I don't even think this needs discussion. It's just so obvious and such a cancer on our bands.
The phrase that me and my friends used to always say is no criticism from the couch.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting on your ass not doing anything, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Which I guess means we should probably get involved in associations, but we'll talk about that later.
Get to there someday.
Oh, sorry, that was number 5 because we struck number 4.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. No show for most rehearsals and then show up for events.
Okay, so this hasn't happened to me so much in our band.
I can think of some concert examples where people
This is a great one. This is a great one that whoever thought of this, props, because this is a big problem.
I've heard of a lot of people doing this, and we had this issue. I've seen this issue in the other band in town, but I've never seen it with us too much, but I've heard of it. Mm-hmm. But it is an issue. I mean, I've heard enough people complain about it. Seems to happen more. I don't know, Andrew. Would you say this happens more to lower levels? Or is this everywhere?
More lower levels.
Yeah, it seems to me like it's like people will, yeah, I hear complaints about this all the time about people just showing up and like half knowing what they're even supposed to play, let alone, I don't know, like it's ridiculous. Again, people, I just don't understand the mentality of where that becomes a thing.
Well, like, yeah, this pisses me off because it kind of ties into number 2 a little bit, where it's just like, what in your mind makes you think that if you don't show up to rehearsal and put the work in that you deserve to perform? Because performance is a reward for rehearsal, in my mind. It's not like a given. It's not like a thing that, it's like eating your dessert without eating your fucking dinner. Like, I don't get that.
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of that for sure.
like what do you think is going to happen? Like, no, if you show up and you haven't been to rehearsal, I'm not going to put you out on stage to fuck it up for everybody that has put the work in and has been there. That's bullshit. And I can think of a specific example.
It's really bad.
Specific example from, I can't remember if it was a year or 2 years ago, not that long ago in our concert history, where we had people cut from one of our more complicated sets that hadn't been shown up to rehearsal, couldn't perform it on the day, and consistently.
And then was shitty about it afterwards.
And then we cut them because they couldn't perform it consistently, and then they were shitty about it afterwards.
You're right. Yeah,
they were super salty, and it's like, I'm not going to let you practice it on the stage.
I do remember this too, because what set me off about this one was he kind of made passive aggressive comments after we played. There was two guys. But the one guy in particular I remember was making passive aggressive comments about like, well, you guys only played it that well. I could have hung in there. And I'm like, that's not the point.
That is not the point. The point is we rewarded the people that did the work and could play it consistently before the show.
Yeah, like
this is dress rehearsal. This is like 2 hours before the show.
Yeah, and we hadn't seen him in practice in forever. Generally, if we're playing simple stuff, he was the type of guy that you could count on, right?
Yeah, no worries.
But this was competition stuff that we hadn't heard him play.
It was higher level.
Yeah, so no. Okay, now that you say that, I forgot all about that.
You repressed that memory?
Probably. It makes me so angry just to get it back in my head again.
What do you think there, Douglas?
It's the goal. It's the goal. Why would you show up thinking that like it's okay just to step in? You're not Andrew Douglas or whoever.
You're not the dude.
It's interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of in that position in Inveraray, right? And like, so, because I'm not there as often, but it's like an agreement that's made ahead of time.
Right.
And it's only because I think people have faith I can follow through, which is when I do show up, I'm 100% ready to go.
Right.
But also, if for any reason you got cut, you wouldn't be super salty. Like, you wouldn't be stoked on it. But you're not going to be like, I can't fucking believe they cut me, those fucking dumbasses. Like,
it depends, right? It depends if you get cut due to your own incompetence or the incompetence of others.
Fair.
Which is, obviously.
Are you calling Stuart incompetent?
In Inveraray, it shouldn't be an issue, but like,
You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here folks. Andrew calls Stuart incompetent. That's going to be up on pipesdrums.com and tomorrow.
Let's lock him in a bus compartment and let him duke it out. Okay, so Fusco, you want to get number 7? We're getting up to your
I will say,
turn.
like for example, let me give you an example, right? I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Incompetence is not the right word, but like sometimes there's just communication breakdowns. So where I remember last year, I came to the Worlds and I scheduled everything to make it for the Thursday practice before on the weekend is. And I remember I got to Scotland and those practices had been canceled. So I had 2 days in Scotland.
Oh, that sucks.
Where there were no practices. Now, and it's no problem. And obviously it all worked out just fine. But let's say I was sitting there for 2 days with no chance to get integrated into the group. And then this is hypothetical, this did not happen. But let's say we did get to the competition on the weekend and then I got cut as a result. That would make me a little salty, right?
No, because you didn't get the chance to even integrate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. And it was due to something that was a breakdown that I didn't have much to do with. So that's a hypothetical. That could happen. That would make me a little salty.
Sure.
All right. So Fusco, you want to do number 7?
Yeah, let's do it. So, so this is more.
I thought this is a perfect one for you.
This is more as a leader kind of a situation, but RSVPs to paying gigs and then bails last minute. It basically doesn't show or calls you. I can't make it that day or whatever it is. I fucking hate this. But I
know, me too.
But that's more as a leader because I'm as the face of this fucking organization.
I'm amazed that you managed to divert from saying shit show. I saw the word shit show appear in your brain.
There was something negative in my head. I'm trying to.
I saw the word appear in your brain, and you were like, "Oh no!"
I'm trying to be political and sort of, but
it's a great place for that. Generate podcast, known for our politics.
You agree to something. You sometimes have to sign a contract. Sometimes you just have you rely on their business, whatever it is, and then people bail or last minute and. Sets me off. I get so, and then people are like, why are you mad at me? Blah, blah, blah. Like, why are you a dick to me the next time you see me? Or it's not even that. I'm very cold to people once they go down that road.
I would say it's also it depends on their reaction to it. Like if I had to cancel a gig because something came up that I had committed to, I would feel the worst of anybody ever in the history of time. Yeah. But that's why when gigs come up that I'm not sure if it's 50-50, I just say no. And then if you need someone, it turns out I can do it fine. But usually my go-to is if it's even remotely up in the air, I start with just I don't think I can do it.
Right. Yeah.
I never the problem I have is people, and more often, like 2 weeks in advance, that sucks. I'm pissed off, but I'll find someone and, we'll figure it out. Shit happens. Life happens. What pisses me off is we've had people before where it was like day of.
Or you're driving there.
I'm driving there and they're like, oh, I can't make it. It's like, what? What are you talking about?
Like, I don't understand the mentality of people sometimes. Why that would be acceptable thing to do.
Yeah. Like, that just sucks. Like, and then, sometimes you'll get those same people that turn around and is like, well, why don't I ever get called for paying gigs? All right. So that one sucks. This is refusing to watch the pipe major's fingers or feet. Douglas, why don't you take the lead on that?
So that was me thinking.
It's a thinking noise.
Yeah, it's similar to other noises I've been known to make. Okay, so look, it's one thing to be clueless, and I think that it's as leadership in pipe bands, it's our responsibility to people so when you're a beginner and you don't know better yet, you'll be taught to make sure you stay focused and watch the pipe major's fingers or feet. But then there's a point where it crosses over to being an ego problem where people think they know more or think they're good enough to not have to, or sometimes they think they know better than the pipe major, and to watch them is like a big sort of ego battle trip, dick measuring thing. If you don't watch the pipe major's fingers because of your ego, then you're a total prick and you get your ass out of my...
You should start a shotgun? Is that what you're saying?
No, but that's classic Josh. Classic Josh.
Terrorist mode.
Should I put that on a t-shirt? go start a shotgun.
You're not going to threaten terrorism on anybody, Andrew, today? That would be great if you did.
No, that's not my job.
I don't think it's terrorism so much as homicide. I think it's threatening homicide.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're telling them to commit suicide, so that's not.
It's very bird boxy.
It's very it's just suggestive at that point.
Yeah.
It's not illegal to suggest someone kills himself, right? Is it?
I don't know. But no,
hopefully they don't do it. Then I'm going to be in real trouble.
I agree with Andrew on this one.
My wife tried to get me to watch Bird Box a couple weeks ago, and so we were laying in bed. And
is that a euphemism for something?
It's the most fucked up thing I've ever seen in my life, and I turned it off within 5 minutes and couldn't sleep for the whole night.
All right.
Wait, what?
That might actually finally give me a hard on. All right. So I'm circling you back around because we all got. I don't have anywhere to be, but you guys do. Okay. So refusing to watch pipe major's fingers or feet. If it's an ego thing, you're a prick.
Yeah. To me, it's an ego thing, and that drives me nuts when people's ego get involved.
All right. Number 9. You will not help set up or pack up at gigs or events. This kind of pisses me off because I usually end up being the person that's helping set up or pack up at events.
Yes.
Because I'm a good bandmate, or I try to be.
Yes. This funny quick side note. When Stuart was here a couple of years ago, we did that interview with him, and I was sort of had a moment to the side with him. We were just sort of chatting about something, whatever it was. And he said one of the worst things about being pipe major, even of Inveraray, he's like, he said something about wanting, it's so much easier just to be a bandmate because he's responsible for where they practice. He's I'm the one, I got to put the chairs away. I'm the one that's got to lock up, blah, blah, blah. It just gets old and nobody helps you. It's annoying as shit. It was just funny little side story that he said to me out of nowhere. And so as the people that have to do this, and people are standing, and especially when people are standing around, I have this happen in my rock band too, where the fucking singer doesn't help us do shit, and it annoys everybody in the band.
It's because she's a girl.
Yeah, she's a girl and she's a singer. She's got lead singer syndrome. But it's we're all in this together. Nobody's fucking leaving until everything's done. So let's move a chair, do something.
Might as well start packing up. I will say the band that shall not be named is pretty good about helping
for the most
clean
part
up and stuff.
Didn't start that way. We had to
it was bad for a while, especially at events. It was bad for a while where people just bail,
especially games and people just fucking. I'm like, where did everybody go?
We had games out of state, and they're just like, okay, let's take down the tents and chairs and everything. It's like there's nobody here. Where are you? Oh, I'm on the road back to Vegas. Oh, you motherfucker!
Fuck you. Yeah, that's
annoying.
Bullshit.
That makes you a shitty bandmate.
Yeah, fuck you.
Okay, so Andrew Douglas, the number 10 reasons you're a shitty bandmate. Do you want to give that one?
You started a podcast to bitch about your band?
Yeah, that's a pretty bad one.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that can potentially make you a shitty bandmate. I think
I would agree with that.
That might put us in the. We may hover.
We made some enemies on that one.
You know what the trick is, though? I feel like it's all about the average. So as long as you are averaging more good bandmate things than shitty bandmate things, you can get away with a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Some people have maybe one of these traits, but not all of them.
We must have some incredible pipe band karma for number 10 not to sink us completely.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
but it's all from a place of love. You have a podcast, Andrew Douglas. Do you ever use to bitch about your band?
I mean, I'm in a pretty good band, so I'm like in a good spot right now, and I'm not in charge of it anymore. Like I'm not a pipe major anymore, so. But
there's got to be something. I mean, yeah, it's like the old saying: "Show me the prettiest girl in the world, and I'll show you a guy that's tired of fucking her."
Yeah, there's that.
Like even the best bands in the world, there's got to be some gripes.
Sure, man.
But not on the Piper's Dojo audio experience. www.com.
I think at a certain point you realize. And I've been up close and personal with the fact that I really couldn't do it better myself. I've tried it, and we had some success, but those guys are the best, and you gotta take the good with the bad, and luckily the good far outweighs the bad. So I'm not going to complain too much.
Well, that's probably true, but when you're in a shit show of a grade 4 band, and then all of these things happen, and then there's no creative rewards.
Yeah,
it's probably a different thing.
Yeah, think about how I feel, man. I mean, Andrew Douglas is talking about how when he comes out in contact with the fact that he couldn't do it better if he wanted to, and so he's playing his position. I can't do it better with our shitty grade 4 band if I wanted to, and that's just competing with Fusco. Like, I can't even compete with Fusco right now on leadership. Imagine how that makes me feel.
Should I be insulted? I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this.
That's what he asked the question. Did he say I'm doing a good job, or did he say that I'm so crap and the fact that he can't compete with me makes him feel worse? It's kind of it's a bit of a compliment.
I'm going to take it the positive way.
It's a Chanarant compliment.
I'm doing a new life thing. I'm going all positive.
Going all positive, especially HIV.
Hey! I'm about to go on a gay cruise. Don't spread that.
Well, okay, gentlemen. So I think we've got our 10 reasons you're a shitty bandmate. Number 1, they don't show up. Number 2, not knowing music, never practicing at home. Number 3, piss poor maintenance. Number 4, uniform is a mess. Number 5, bitch about how things are run and never volunteer to help. Number 6, no show for most rehearsals and shows up for events. Number 7, RSVP to paying gigs and bails. 8, refuse to watch pipe majors' fingers or feet. 9, won't help set up, unpack at gigs or events. And 10, you started a podcast to bitch about your band. Thank you, gentlemen. We have the definitive list.
We have it. If you'd like to argue with this list, feel free to email us at chanarant@gmail.com, or actually, even better, send us a message on Patreon after you pay your $5.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
And send us a voicemail. Real quick, I just want to say, because we do have to wrap up, these guys got to go. Thank you, everyone who sent in recommendations for 10 reasons that you're a shitty bandmate. Thank you, Andrew Douglas, for coming on the show. Andy, final thoughts?
None. Let's get out of here.
All right.
We did it.
Douglas, final thoughts?
Also, let's get out of here.
All right. Well, you heard it from the Andrews themselves. Thank you all for listening to episode 55 of the Chanarant podcast. And Fusco, play us out. The audio without the video is definitely better. All right, let's try that again. Wow, there we are. So we got what, beginners today? Say happy birthday to Zach. Oh shit, he doesn't even come anymore? What the fuck, Zach? I guess happy birthday to you, you fucking bitch. Doesn't show up anymore. We should just have 10 reasons you're a shitty bandmate. Just have number 3 be you're a drummer.
Why did we think of that?
Next time.
On Andrew's rant about drummers.
Yeah, that's fucking perfect. That was amazing.